Almost there. One more setting. And one more piece of the unique is operational.
One down, 1 million to go. Speaking of which, boss, I found exactly none of the parts you wanted. A whole day at the junk pile, and all I turn up are a locker and some stupid conduits. Maybe next time. Boss, are you sure you got those settings right?
That came from down in engineering. Let's go. There's no time for that.
Boss, maybe we should see what's happening in engineering? Boss? Boss?
Crispin, get behind me. Who are you and what do you want?
Power.
I think he wants the power core, boss.
Stop right there. This ship belongs to me.
Forfeit. Enemy. Plunder.
I don't think he's too keen on private property.
Get away from the power core.
Forfeit.
Boss? Boss? Horatio? Come on, Horatio, wake up!
Ugh.
Whew, you're okay.
What happened?
Well, Big Ugly threw you out of the ship, and then he said plunder, again, and then he left with our power core.
Basad.
Yep,
How much charge have you got?
10%. You?
I'll be fine. We just need to get the emergency generator up and running.
Or we could just go to Metropole, city of glass and light. Free energy for one and all.
Don't believe everything you hear. Metropole is trouble. But if you want to go, we've got free will in a maglev unit.
With that guilt subroutine you put in me, I wouldn't even make it halfway.
Actually, with a 10% charge, you wouldn't even get that far. So I suggest we get the generator working.
You and your projects.
Man built us to build, Crispin. Now, come on.
So, hi. Men build us to build. Kurash is kind of semi-religious guy and have kind of man religion, which we believe to be some grandiose machine that created other machines.
I must have dropped the data pouch when I was thrown out of the unique. Basad, its memory got wiped. Easy enough to add the good old junk pile's coordinates back in, though. I can't move this without some kind of crane, which I certainly don't have time to build now. I can't pick that up. Nothing worth salvaging.
Is that a gumball machine?
No, it's a robot's head.
I wanted a gumball. You know, boss, if you're ever wondering what I would do, feel free to just ask.
I'll keep that in mind.
Boss, sometimes a builder just has to let his creation figure things out for himself.
I'm your builder, Crispin.
I know. That's what makes this particularly sad. Maybe you should check out the emergency generator and see if you can get it running. What would man do, boss? I feel like we're really in the dark here.
Any bright ideas?
I was being literal. I'm not listening. I feel like we're really in the dark here.
Any bright ideas?
I was being literal.
Aside from commands, he gives hints how to progress, sometimes.
It's a segment of Gordium electrical conduit. A segment of Gordium conduit. I can't just scoop it up. I've tried patching this a dozen different ways without success.
You know, boss, if I had an arm, I'd have fingers, and if I had fingers, I could stick one in this leak and plug it.
But what do you...
And ruin my brand new arm? Fat chance.
So you can ask Crispin for help in certain situations.
There's supposed to be a power-bearing conduit between this socket and the ship, but I never got around to putting one together.
Now who's the procrastinator?
I'll need at least 5 pieces to be able to build a conduit long enough to run the generator to the unique. I'll need at least 5... Crispin, when I told you to find a new spark plug, did you just shove my conductive putty into the old one?
Maybe.
No wonder the generator isn't working. At least the putty is still good. The generator is missing a spark plug. It's not going to do anything until the generator's fixed. A sturdy cable. It's the Unique's tag. Without it, I'd have never known the ship's name.
Apparently, building a giant airship doesn't require proper spelling.
Apparently not.
He lives in some kind of broken or faded ship, and he calls it unique because of his symbols. It's like it's maybe code, not a name.
More Gordium conduit. There's no way I can reach that. Could you grab that lantern?
Sure thing, boss.
You know, I always wanted to be able to fly. That's why I built you with a maglev unit.
Not so that you could store tools on hard-to-reach ledges.
Well, that too. There's no way I can reach that.
That's way too big for me to get, boss, and you know it.
The hatch is unresponsive. It's pitch black in there. Crispin Horatio build, version 1. He'll be version 2 once I put some arms on him. He is my best and only friend. What was I thinking, leaving all my lanterns up there?
This is a second playthrough. Not second, as I messed up in the first part of the game, so I restarted it. And only
The
now
Unique looks dead, boss.
Just sleeping.
see that I can right-click items to get some additional information.
An old generator. There's no way I can reach that. An old captain's chair. I moved it here from navigation. This is no time for sitting around. A large observational telescope. Without power from the ship, the telescope won't work.
Bad timing with those repairs, huh, boss?
Only a little sliver left before the moon wanes entirely.
Well, I'm glad we're not the only ones running out of power.
Same old moon.
Sure, boss. I'll fly up there and bring you back a moon rock. Oh, wait, I can't, since I don't have hands. Strange clouds, huh, boss? Strange.
It's too dark to see the ladder rungs. It's pitch black in there.
I'm afraid of the dark.
reliable electric lantern that I cobbled together years ago. Good thing there's still some power in the circuit.
Boss, shouldn't you have thought of that before coming down here? We could have been stuck.
I could have just ridden you back to the deck.
Really?
No. Routing that much power to your maglev unit would cause it to explode.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I couldn't find a working fuse to solve the problem.
I'm a floating bomb. I'm a floating bomb. Sweet.
The control pad for the deck access ladder. It's the gospel of man.
Ooh, that's a important thing.
Bedtime reading.
Going to pray for a miracle, boss?
We are man's miracle, Crispin. Let's hope that's enough.
So that's where you keep it.
Why were you looking for my plasma torch?
No reason.
This is no time for a nap,
I still don't see why I don't get a bed.
because you have a flat bottom to rest on.
Boss, were you checking out my bottom?
This is no time for a nap.
Okay, I'll read it later. There's several pages.
I've read enough.
I think this is supposed to be a man. Oh, they closed.
I've read enough. I've read enough.
Oh, okay.
That piece of sheet metal really ties the room together, boss.
I can't pick that up. For cutting and welding, it can't be beat. There's no reason to cut that, or burn it, or weld it. I'm trying to fix the unique, not destroy it. The controls for this hatch are unresponsive.
So now I will use a map to transition to another place. Junkyard.
It's just scrap.
Boss, just think of all the brothers and sisters you could make for me from all that junk.
One of you is more than enough.
If that red light went off, I bet the train would start going.
Crispin, sometimes I think you're trying to get me to waste time.
Who, me?
Still red. Endless junk. Looks like an old P2, or is it a P3? I picked it clean years ago. Looks like some kind of lockbox. It's locked tight. Let's see if this works.
Is that a spark plug, boss? Who locks up a spark plug?
Actually, I think that box was some kind of machine.
You killed it!
Recycled it. I guess it was actually some kind of machine. I'm pretty sure it was already dead, though. I guess it was... It's 3 pieces of Gordium conduit. Unfortunately, one of them is completely corroded and worthless. There's a piece of Gordium conduit way back there. Crispin, can you go in there and get that piece of conduit?
I suppose. That would have been a lot easier with hands, boss.
There's nothing more of value in there. It's locked tight. It's reinforced steel. 5 segments of Gordium conduit. It won't work until they're locked together. A good length of heavy-duty cable designed for carrying data. It's a data cable, not a power cable. A small lump of electrically conductive putty. The cable's far too long to be useful. Not a bad idea, but it can't carry enough of a charge, and it isn't sticky enough to hold them in place. Let's cut a little cable off. It's a short cable. Time for a little welding.
Wow, that was easier than I thought it would be.
A good length of fused conduit. Just a run-of-the-mill spark plug.
Whew, I thought we were in trouble when Big Ugly stole our core. But just like that, problem solved.
The problem is not solved.
Well, I agree. The noise leaves something to be desired.
This is an emergency generator, Crispin.
Well, it was an emergency, boss.
It only runs for a few days, if that.
Oh. Well, do we have another one?
No, which means it still is an emergency.
Well, in that case, first dibs on the recharge station. So, what's the plan, boss?
We need to recover our power core.
Or we could just take the train to Metropole and live in luxury.
First of all, there is no train to Metropole. And second, even with full charges, we can't just walk there. But more importantly, I hate that city. It's in my core logic. I don't know why, but I can't change it.
Okay. In that case, can't you just make us a new power core?
Yes, but I need some kind of strong energy source for that.
And you just make one of those too? I'm just asking.
No, but somewhere around here are the plans for an energy sensor.
That's awfully convenient.
I designed it a long time ago, before I made you. I even found a sodium iodide crystal to use in the sensor, though man alone knows where it's buried now.
So, that's part 1. I'll end here.